Ladies and gentlemen, wonderful people, this is Call of Duty Fanatics. Welcome back to another Call of Duty Black Ops 6 report. Today, guys, we are diving into something that's been driving the community crazy since Black Ops 6 dropped its closed beta. As you probably already know, open beta started today, and we have same issues as last week, and that's broken spawns, guys. Yeah, I know what you're thinking. It's the same old story every year, right? With the open betas, closed betas, wherever. And you'd be absolutely correct. Despite all the hype and promises from Activision and Treyarch about making improvements, here we go again. Broken spawns are still ruining the game. So let's deep dive into these messed up spawns and how they're affecting gameplay and why is this happening. I just also have to remind you that Treyarch actually addressed the issue, and they said they're gonna issue some hot fixes and updates and whatever that will address these broken spawns, but unfortunately they were lying like they usually are, and not just Treyarch but also Activision and other studios, so they haven't fixed anything. And I think the spawns are even more messier than they were in the closed beta in weekend 1. But anyways, let's deep dive into the problematics, and we can open discussion a little bit later about what currently is happening. So when the Black Ops 6 open beta was first announced, everybody was hyped, and finally we're getting to test out the new maps, the new modes, and supposedly a better experience. But one of the biggest expectations was that they would fix the spawn system, as with every beta version we have the problems with the spawns that later reflects on a full game, and it's a complete mess. After all, how many years have been screaming about this issue? You'd think by now Treyarch would have nailed it down, right? But unfortunately, you are wrong. From the moment you jump into the beta, it becomes painfully obvious that spawn logic is still as broken as ever. You spawn, take a few steps, and bam, you're dead. You respawn, barely have time to aim down sights, and bam, dead again. Rinse and repeat all over again. It's like they didn't even bother tweaking the spawn algorithm since Modern Warfare or Cold War. One of the most frustrating aspects of the spawn system is the infamous revenge spawn. Now, if you're unfamiliar with what that is, let me break it down for you. You kill somebody, for example, and within seconds they spawn right behind you. It's almost like the game intentionally gives them a chance to get revenge by spawning them in your blind spot. But again, I would rather blame SBMM and EOMM because of this is happening, and the main purpose of those systems are to create frustrations so you can get hooked and play longer and longer. I can't tell you how many times I've had a solid kill streak going only to be taken out by the same person I killed moments earlier, who spawned just a few feet away. It's demoralizing, totally. It kills the flow of the game, and most of all, it makes you want to throw your controller through the wall. And guys, it is true. I broke at least 2 or 3 controllers because of these things in the past Call of Duty titles. So Treyarch needs to stop this nonsense immediately. The whole point of a spawn system is to give players a fair chance to re-enter the fight, not just put them back into immediate danger. This isn't tactical, it's just lazy design, and probably they're thinking, okay, yeah, this guy's doing good, let's just spawn somebody behind his back so we can break his kill streak so he will get frustrated, ha 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 ha. And unfortunately, that's the mentality they're adopting, and with this cancerous systems called SBMM and EOMM, I'm not sure that we are in the right place. So we are having, as I said, these two systems that are torturing us during the gameplay. Now we are having even this when you are having a kill streak, or you're just simply doing good, and all of a sudden people start spawning, the full teams started spawning behind your back. Absolutely unacceptable at this stage, and we had this in previous CODs as well, and I don't understand why they can't just fix this once and for all. So the spawn issues doesn't just affect your solo play. They completely wreck team-based modes like Domination, Hardpoint, or for example Team Deathmatch. Guys, take Domination for example. The entire mode is about controlling objectives. Yet you can't control anything when the spawn system is so inconsistent. You might capture a flag, hold it down, and then suddenly the enemy is spawning right next to you or even inside the area you just captured. This totally breaks the flow of the game and makes teamwork feel absolutely pointless. How can you strategize and hold down key points when the enemy can just spawn right behind you out of nowhere? It completely kills any sense of strategy, and instead of thinking about positioning or tactics, you're just praying the game doesn't decide to spawn an entire enemy team right next to you. And that's actually what's happening, especially now with the new map called Babylon. That's one big dumpster fire, guys. You can have 5, 6, 7 kills in a row, have a nice streak, and all of a sudden 5 people will spawn behind your back. It's literally crazy how they designed this thing. What's even more frustrating is that Treyarch and Activision promised better spawns. In the lead up to the beta, they talked about how they improved the spawn logic based on community feedback, blah blah blah. Problems were happening in the closed beta, and they said, okay, we're gonna work on it, try to fix it, and open beta is now available and the same problems are there. So they haven't done anything. Again, lies, lies, and only lies. They claimed they were paying close attention to spawns, ensuring that players won't be unfairly punished by bad placements. But let's be honest here, these spawns are just as bad, if not worse, than in previous titles. It makes you wonder if they are even listening to the community at all. We've been complaining about broken spawns for years, and yet here we go again, facing the same old issues. The worst part is they're probably going to brush it off by saying, oh, it's just beta, we'll fix it for the final release. But let's be real, they've used this excuse for years and nothing ever gets fully fixed. Spawns in Cold War, Modern Warfare 2, Modern Warfare 3, Vanguard, Modern Warfare 19 were terrible during betas. And guess what? They were still broken when the games officially launched. Another issue, guys, that's rearing its ugly head in Black Ops 6 open beta is spawn trapping. For those unfamiliar, spawn trapping is when a team pins you down in your spawn, making it impossible to break out. You spawn, die instantly, and repeat. It's a cycle that ruins the experience for everybody involved, except for the team doing the trapping, of course. In this beta, it feels like spawn trapping is worse than ever. On some maps, particularly smaller ones like Babylon, teams are able to lock down spawns with little effort. Once you're trapped, good luck getting out. The spawn system just keeps placing you in the same spot over and over, right in the enemy's lines of sight. It's incredibly frustrating and ruins any chance of enjoying the match. And the crazy thing is, Treyarch has known about this issue for years. We've seen it in the past games, yet it continues to be a persistent problem. It makes you wonder, are they even trying to fix this? At this point, it's clear that Treyarch isn't doing enough to innovate. The spawn system is just one symptom of a larger problem. Black Ops 6 feels like a rehash of everything we've already seen before. And I like to call this game Black Ops Cold War 1.5 version. Sure, they've added new weapons, maps, and some shiny new mechanics like the Omni movement, which is absolutely unnecessary and ridiculous, but the core issue, like the spawns, lags, SBMM, EOMM, remains untouched completely and not addressed at all. The fact that broken spawns are still an issue in 2024 is a clear sign that the developers are either too lazy or too focused on something completely different, and they don't care about making the game better. It's disappointing because Call of Duty has so much potential, but if they are not going to fix fundamental issues like the spawn system, what's the point of everything? Now, the big question is, guys, will Treyarch fix this before the full game launches? Based on their track record, I'm not holding my breath. We've seen them promise fixes before, only to have those promises fall flat when the game officially drops. And guys, let us not forget that by the time they do fix the spawns, if they ever do, the damage is already done. The beta version is supposed to build hype for the game, but all it's doing right now is frustrating players. If the spawns aren't significantly improved by the time the game launches, you can expect the same complaints and frustrations from day one. So what can Treyarch do to fix the spawn system before it's too late? First off, they need to seriously rework how revenge spawns work. There's no reason why a player should spawn right next to the person who just killed them. Spawning should be about giving players a fair chance to get back into the fight, not handing them a free kill or making them a victim of a bad placement. Second, they need to address spawn trapping. This has been an issue for far too long, and it's about time they do something about it. Whether that means adding more dynamic spawn points or giving players better tools to break out of these traps. Something definitely needs to change. And lastly, Treyarch needs to stop making excuses. Betas are supposed to be for testing, sure, but that doesn't mean the issues that are blatantly obvious should be brushed off like they don't exist. If they really want Black Ops 6 to succeed, they need to show that they are willing to listen to the community and make meaningful changes. In conclusion, the Black Ops 6 open beta has once again highlighted a major flaw in the series, which is broken spawns. Despite all the promises and hype, we are still dealing with the same old issues. Unless Treyarch steps up and makes some serious changes, Black Ops 6 could be another frustrating entry in the franchise. But guys, tell me, what do you think? Have you been experiencing broken spawns in the beta? Have you tried beta at all? Do you think Treyarch will fix it before the launch? Or are we doomed to deal with this in the final game? Let me know in the comments section below, and don't forget to like, subscribe and hit that notification bell to stay up to date on all things Call of Duty. Thank you for watching, guys, and until next time, I wish you all the best and stay frosty.